Get ready to jump in for this thing. The soft tire is our only real hope of
The excitement is starting to build here at the Hungary ring as the lights are about to go green for today's qualifying session. We expect some cars out on track
really hope
any
we're
moment
being
now.
competitive in qualifying.
The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times, though. It's about optimization, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying, that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences, and believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
All right.
It won't be easy getting out of this qualifying session, but see what you can do.
I'll turn the brake pressure down. And I'm auto-genning laps, which might not be the most intelligent thing I've ever done, but I actually kind of want to be forced onto a harder tire for the race. So we're not overly concerned.
Standing by.
I'm going to drive out because I feel like I can do a better job managing the tire temperature that way. Because we want to try to do the whole thing on green tires if at all possible. Which means keeping the internals under 200 will probably be pretty important. We also want to keep the engine cool. How are we doing? Great. Okay. Accelerate a little bit. Now it's on. Did lower the pressure a bit, which is resulting in me needing to hit it harder to get the same brake performance I got on 80. Just need to get used to it. Yeah, the tires just overheat anyway. Yikes. Alright, we pulled it into 10th. Barely survived. Barely. Wasn't the best lap ever. Yeah, there's pretty much zero chance of getting through Q2 without the soft tire. And it might be pretty dire with our car as it is. Alright. Drive out. Yeah, these tires just heat up so quickly. We need to go ahead and let the Merc by. Yeah, I want to try to keep the temperature of everything down until we're like absolutely ready to go for this. Tire temperature is soaring a little bit. Gotta take it at a snail crawl here. Oh, we're only at Rich. We can fix that. Feels pretty good so far. Although that's gonna hurt. That should be a massive time gain. We still had the full function of the tire going into that corner. So it just about whitewashes our mistake. I have no idea how we're managing to go quicker. But yeah, pretty much guaranteed to lose time there. And these tires are red now.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Taking a second forward, third, and still doing decently. Okay. The tire heating pretty much precluded any chance of doing a better lap time. I'm fine with it. We could have found more time, but we just didn't get a good lap in. Okay. So we lose to our rivals. That was going to happen unless we actually did go through, and we really don't want to.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
They're actually happy with that. Okay. I'm not gonna.
It's always wonderful to come back to the lively Hungary ring. A popular destination this, nice and close to the beautiful city of Budapest, with some exciting racing to boot. Who can forget Michael Schumacher pushing his old teammate Rubens Barrichello up towards the pit wall in 2010, or those great races of 2014 and 2015 as well. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungary ring
2010?
today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average
They would have been on the
speeds in
same
region
team in
of
2010.
120 miles per hour. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's start with Alfa Romeo. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Gasly, Magnussen, Perez, Hulkenberg, and Kimi.
Yeah, that field is very
Butler,
interesting
Norris,
at the top.
Williams, and
The top of the
Grosjean,
order.
Stroll, Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, and Lucas Faber, Albon, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay.
Top 15 finish needed today. Top 15 finish.
Let's go.
Not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
We'll begin the task of putting temperature in these tires. Rears are coming up. Fronts aren't that far behind.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions are looking good.
We're looking for a good launch off the line. So we're just going to set our engine to give us everything it's got. But yeah, I've really struggled with starts in this year's game.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Alright. 35 laps. And we are going to get absolutely blitzed on the start. Alright, we just need to not panic. That's normal. We just get off the line really awful. The AI is at maximum aggression. Man, that was... That was a bad start. Medium might be viable here. Overtaking is not going to be easy. I wish the game would balance the starts though.
Not the start we were looking for, but it's not over yet. Stay focused.
That shouldn't damage my front wing. That's a wheel-to-wheel contact. But I get really irritated because they just... Yeah. How is that front wing damage? But it's just the fact that he ignores us going into that corner. Yeah, he should. Yeah, that's wheel to wheel. There should be no wing damage there. And incredibly, that happened to us twice. But he just takes the normal line regardless of the fact that you're there. It's ridiculous. They need to fix that. just annoyed because the AI basically places their car directly into you. It's very punitive if you don't get your car completely by them. It's dumb. And it's been a thing since last year's game.
DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Now he placed herself ahead. See, you get ahead of him, it doesn't happen. Hey, Figgis, how you doing? Or Fijis? One of those two ways is correct, I hope. Pronunciation. But yeah, just the fact that the AI start is so ridiculous. I have to like overtake a bunch of cars I shouldn't actually need to overtake.
Let's turn up the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy.
I'm gonna line up some hot lap here.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Albon missed the braking point. Very fortunate for us. So I didn't have to worry about him coming in. First one was the better one, Figgis. Figgies. Man, I can't even remember. Can't remember what I said. That's pathetic. Now we basically need everything the engine can give us for the front straight here. I mean, I'm disappointed in the AI ignoring overtakes, but I guess what I'm really disappointed with in this year's game is the starts. Something alongside the Figgies with a long eye line. Yeah, I got really jammed up here. I had to, once we came out of this corner, just like get out of line in case they were still tied in, still gonna tie into me. Long Figgies. All right. Yeah, that was interesting. I had to make an overtake on an overtaker and the overtakee. Yeah, Kimi's just nowhere.
If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode.
We actually don't spend a whole ton of time in overtake. Isn't very beneficial here, so it's going to be hot lap. Hopefully we can get at least Kimi here. And we should get him because we have DRS. And now the field is starting to break up. I probably am not going to need ridiculous engine modes now that the field is broken up a little bit. I should have momentum to get by without having to turn the dials up. But I guess if we do fall short of overtaking signs, we can turn things up. Got slipstream and DRS, that should get us. Just gonna try to go defensive, that ain't gonna work. There was contact, we're gonna have a look at that. We locked up a little bit, but that is strictly AI initiated contact right there. It looks like he damaged his wing too. Maybe not. But yeah, he had room to give. Be right back. Gotta do some packing. Alright, man. Man, the AI is just unbelievably bad at being clean racers.
Bottas, they're retiring from the race. Our gap to the car in front is 2.0 seconds. Yellow flag. Caution.
Bottas is gone.
Yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone.
That means Ferrari is probably in the lead.
Green flag.
Feel pretty good about pace overall. Now we're in clean air, we're just
by 6.1 seconds.
lopping lots of time off. I might need to just turn the ERS deployment up to make this overtake a little bit easier.
Data shows the tyres are okay right now. We anticipate good levels of grip for the next few laps at least.
Let's go off a few pegs. We just are ridiculous at locking up. What you do is Stroll. What you again? AI initiated. I would well on the inside,
in for his stop.
and we're going to prove that again. Yeah, that's about as inside of a line as we can take. See, you can't. I mean, the AI programming just drives me crazy. Where here with this pink car does AI behavior think it's physically possible to drive with this line? It's not. Like he has to go on the, he has to give a line on the outside. We have to we paused at a really bad awkward point. So I basically need to flash back to a spot where I can actually continue, because we can't continue here right before the corner out of a pause. Yeah, and we can't drive over that curbing either.
The car ahead of you has just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound.
Vettel seems to be taking to these cars pretty well now.
Okay, gap ahead is
Vettel just
1.9 seconds.
goes right by Butler. And Stroll's trying to hang on to me. I mean, the car setup is actually really nice. I have no complaints about that. We are really good speed wise with this setup on race pace, etc. We'll see if he's still in DRS and Vettel here. If not, we should be able to just take him. Oh, sorry, my eyes got really itchy all of a sudden. Oh, got it. Inside line. Again, another collision. We are going out of our way to avoid contact with the AI, and they're just... We lock up, but again, we have a pretty good inside lane. We are past the overtakee. The overtakee really just needs to give space there. They just don't. It's, man, we've not been faulted for any of these collisions either, so. Although that's kind of a lap and a half as well. Some of the stuff this game faults me for. Ooh, there's a racing point up here that's doing pretty well. I think that's Grosjean. Yeah, these AI just do not get overtaken very well. They tried way too hard beyond the point that they should be trying to defend the position.
Gap to car in front is 1.7 seconds.
A few cars still ahead of us. And we were surprisingly not too far off Vettel's pace.
Increase ERS deployment. It's time to use some of this charge.
Alright, here we go. And this will speed us up substantially.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.9 seconds.
So there's a McLaren and a Racing Point up here that I am probably racing for position. And then there's a Red Bull and a Ferrari a little bit further up that we're probably not racing.
to
We're
be
gonna
able to
speed
run
up a
in
little
this
bit
engine
more.
mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
I want to catch these guys that I'm chasing. What is that noise? Oh, that might be the Codemasters forums. I think that's what that is. When someone replies off window.
Careful on the tyres. Our data is showing some wear. Most likely you'll be able to feel it.
Yeah, there is somewhere.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards. The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form.
Vettel's just being stymied by these guys in front. Now we'll see how the engine temperature
Okay,
reacts.
you're catching the car ahead.
Comes down almost instantly. We're running out of momentum now.
The battery is low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment.
Fine. We'll go to standard mix while we recharge our batteries a little bit. Oh, there's gas leak.
Okay, the car behind has newer tyres than you. Maintain our gap if possible. We want to pit this lap, so push now.
We're going on to the hard tires. And the tire wear should be a little bit less crazy. And we're still bringing this gap down. That's very encouraging.
us now, please. Box this lap.
We're going to have much better tires than some of the cars that are going to be ahead of us, too. Here. It's clean.
Complete, go now.
Good stop.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
Get her ahead of Hulkenberg. Driver behind.
Copy that. Understood, copy that. Hulkenberg is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap
That's
was
gonna be a
23.9.
A difference. I think that's worth like 4 or 5 tenths a lap. My distance to Perez is what's really going to matter now. Whether or not we're able to catch him. Hulkenberg's not able to stay with us. We got Grosjean and I think Norris. Their tires are a lap newer. I don't think that's gonna make a
The car ahead
huge
of you has
difference.
just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound.
It takes about 2 or 3 laps to lose a tenth of a second, so if we're naturally quicker than that, we can still catch these guys. That's a flashback just because. Mostly because I'm trying.
The car behind is
It happened because I'm trying to
seconds.
handle these dials while I'm cornering, which is just They should be changeable by voice commands. We're not close enough anyway.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Like, I should be able to tell the game more ERS or higher engine mode. Although maybe people complain about. Sorry, Figi. We just did our one and only stop for the race. And now we're trying to close down on a few of these cars ahead of us that we might be able to catch. Yeah, I was trying to get down to the bottom of the ERS when I took that flashback, and the distraction like caused us to over accelerate. I don't like the way we have to fumble through some of these dials to... Fine, I use the wheel anyway, so it's easy. Yeah, on the wheel, there's buttons on the steering wheel to do it while you're steering. It's really awkward on a controller, like really awkward. Especially when you're trying to set up coming out of a corner.
Gap to teammate behind is
I can't dive bomb
21.0
there.
seconds.
Yeah, I remember the struggle on the controller. Yeah, and it is a real struggle, especially because we're using a controller without any real... I guess if you consider the automatic gearbox a car control assist, it kind of is. But with the controller, it's really difficult to shift without without automatic gearing. But yeah, there's no traction control, no ABS, and that is really awkward on a controller as well. I over anticipated that corner. Rojon is just being a pain.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the
Shifting
pace.
with controller never was any problem for me, really. I just never learned. And I can't decide, like, what buttons I would even want to put them into. I have square and X for, like, manual override shifting. I could never get the hang of it.
Car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tires.
That could have been disastrous. And that loss of control was my fault. I wasn't doing anything with the controls. I can blame that on. I just kind of lost traction. I mean, with automatic gearing, I'm probably just costing myself time by not manually shifting. Let's go into medium. Now I have to do a little bit of work to catch Grosjean. The line. Basically for visual reference on braking points. Other than that, I'm not using anything else.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
We're not using overtake. We're too far away yet. Yeah, I have no traction control or ABS. I think those are the only other assists. Yeah, where are they? Yeah, braking, assist, anti-lock brakes, traction control, all off. No pit assist or release assist and manual ERS deployment. The line actually does help a lot in a very indirect way.
We're leading our teammate by 21.4 seconds.
And in fact, the way they use the line, I don't even like.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.
Because all I'm looking for is like where the red starts, and that's about where I want to start braking. But the real skill set without the line would just be memorizing the braking points and then just learning them on track. That just involves a lot of practice I just haven't really been willing to undertake at this point. I don't think I devote enough time to the game to
If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode.
like I'd have to do a lot of background running. I'd have to do a lot of background running like on these tracks without the braking line to be able to turn it off, because I would need my pace. I don't really want my pace to drop off because I'm not using it. And it would drop off like temporarily. And eventually it would come back. Some of those cases where I think I'm kind of annoyed at the devs for having it on by default. Because I think if they had it off by default, I would have never like gotten addicted to the racing line in the first place. Because older games didn't really have it. And I was fine on those games. Or the AI was just way weaker, one of the two things. But it's like all the racing games on this side of the century just started using them and having them on by default. But yeah, like I was going through like the Codemasters forum, and there are people just like absolutely just crapping on like racing line assist, like it's a cheat, blah blah blah. But is it really? It just visualizes the braking marker. If you still have to do the braking and go find the optimal line, like your own optimal line through the corner, is it really a cheat? Alright, we're gonna turn up the car and go for this now. We're gonna have to really set it up though. We're not close enough.
We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Oh well. I just can't maintain my
You're
distance.
increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
I just can't get the car up on him. It's been frustratingly just quick enough. Maybe overtake is the way to go here. Once we get past 6th or 7th gear. Yeah. No traction control, major pain in the butt. I just floored the throttle in a really awkward place. Once I get a few seasons under my belt, I think we'll probably start driving a lot cleaner. The traction loss reactions on these cars are a little bit different than last year. I really got into the flow with last year's setup. With this year, the cars are just that little bit more sluggish. And it's just really, really frustrating and awkward at times. And some of the mistakes I make can't be saved the way they could be in last year's game.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
I'm not confident enough to try to lunge from there. Pretty easy to lock too. Yeah, the thing that like the fishtailing personality of the traction loss in this year's game is a little bit different. It's like just different enough that when I over accelerate a little bit, I can't save the car. So there's just kind of a I'm kind of in the teething stages where I'm trying to learn it. What I probably need is just a little bit more pace.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Gap to teammate behind is 23.8 seconds.
What's really screwing us is that he has DRS on Norris right now. But he's not overtaking Norris. I just can't get close enough to slipstream by. That's one of the other things that annoy me in this game is that the AI seems to benefit a little bit more from slipstream than the player does. At least it feels that way to me. He might be more than a second behind this time. We'll have to see. No, he's probably close enough. Crap. I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try to lock the differential so that we hopefully can accelerate out of that last corner like a lot better. Yeah, Norris just kind of gets away on corners, but then Grosjean just more or less stays just close enough. Basically, we need like traction with real bite here. We might have him this time. He's going defensive.
Great maneuver.
Nice.
Made it look easy.
We probably won't need Rich to get by Norris. The differential made all the difference. Now let's try really hard not to lose Norris. We had a moment there. I could feel it going as I was accelerating though, so we were able to get in there and kind of save it. Alright, Norris is going defensive. We're gonna shoot right by. He's bumping along a little bit.
Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
Norris is all over. He might be running on a higher battery. The only thing that sucks is because that took so long, we weren't able to try to close down Perez. Yeah, tire wear is not too bad.
This is your final lap of the race.
Yep, that's pretty much it for overtaking spots.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
He must have used all of his battery trying to get position back. Verstappen wins. Wow, Red Bull is on fire. I probably should have locked up the differential earlier to make those overtakes. Open is easier on tire wear, which is why it was set that way to start off.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance.
But
Anthony Davidson.
when we couldn't get by Grosjean, we needed to try
Well, I know it's a
something.
bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies
So we
if you
finished
can't keep
seventh.
the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
No, if I got by Norris and Grosjean earlier, I probably would have had a fair chance of running down
That lead has
Perez
taken
too.
a bit of a knock today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Williams. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Kind of embarrassed to give me driver of the day. I mean, this was not the cleanest race. A lot of teething pains with the traction. Yeah, this start is just ridiculous. That simply shouldn't be happening, like, no matter, like, how good the AI. Like, that just tells me the AI starts are overpowered. They're getting better starts on medium tires than they really should be. This is where I finally get the move done. It looks like it. I don't know that this is much earlier in the race. And then we just kind of seg to the end. It wasn't a terrible race. It could have been better, cleaner on my part, but yeah, I don't know.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You were cutting your way through the field during the race. You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated you?
Yeah. We'll prop up
Appreciate
the
your
chassis since we're planning to do a few upgrades there. Yeah, I have to get better with the traction. Another contract negotiation. Nice score. Expectations are going up. Let's propose.
Okay, that proposal looks good. It seems all parties are happy with the deal, so it'll commence at the next race weekend.
We could have got a little bit more. I thought we were going to be too high. Those are marks we should be hitting, though. We will develop the rims. How much would it cost to develop these? A little bit more. We'll need that. And then we'll work on the ERS as well. And then we go to Belgium next. But yeah, as a default now, I want to try to add to ERS and tire wear. We should improve our overall racecraft quite a bit. But top end speed isn't going to be bad getting into the latter half of the season either, so that drag upgrade will help too. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Cost us 222 points to finish that development. Minor, major, and then ultimate. Additional energy from braking. Better energy recovery. Okay. It just sucks that, yeah, the field's going to catch up to us, which is not going to be fun. Rich energy is really developing quickly. So yeah, we just have to, we'll slip work into the factory here as we can too, but with the way the AI is developing, I'm just feeling the pressure to develop as well. Yeah, we're gonna call it a day here today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already done so, feel free to hit the follow button above one time. Much appreciated if you take the time to do that. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Have a good one. And we'll be back with more streaming. Probably tomorrow for sure. Maybe tonight, although I won't say for sure that's going to happen, but for sure tomorrow will happen. And yeah, just take care. Have a good one. We'll see you again next time. Until then, later on. Take care, guys.